There we go. All right, we are live, and it figures I did not have this on here, but here we go. Let's see. That's not it. That's not it. And I'm going to get it here eventually. There we go. That was a great way to start the show. Hey, real quick, everybody. As soon as I made my other mistake here, that's the best part about being live. Tonight's discussion, real quick, 2 minutes, is have you ever been in one of these meetings right now? Try to choosing a qualified candidate, and everybody looks around and, you've chosen those resumes and you have to make the decisions. And the reason I brought this up tonight is because I have a lot of candidates right now that I hope everybody realizes in corporate and the new clients, we're trying to reach out to and educate is, hey, Tim, do you realize the amount of talent that is there right now? Seriously, think about it. The amount of talent that is in the work pool right now. And the reason I say that is because you're going to have such a pool to choose from. So if you're in this predicament right now, I'm going to give you an example, and I always utilize a scale. It's a scale. Let's just take a maintenance technician, just something basic. All right, your qualifications, you put it out there, this is what you want. Okay, think of it as a scale. And then this, you're going to balance it. And this is what you're going to get right now, what's out in the workforce, because the demands are so high for certain qualifications. So what do you do? And this is a short video, but this is what it is. So say you have a young candidate right out of school, 2 years, he or she, qualified candidate, they both have skill trades. They went to the local college and, they're trying to learn, but they don't have all the experience you're looking for. Next, you got a candidate, let's say 5 to 7 years, half, 3/4 of the way, has your qualifications, a little bit of hiccups. There's been some hiccups, but everybody's had things happen. So I don't look at a resume and go right away, no, And then there's your really highly qualified candidate, maybe 15 years, right? Has all the requirements, education, skills, but has a really history of job jumping. So think of that. Just going back and forth. You see it. There's some red flags, but like I said, you can't judge that all the time. Don't ever look at that. There could be issues. Why? But these are the kind of things that you really want to look at your team, just like if you were in this meeting, and talk to them and bring up the concerns. So who do you choose? Who do you choose? Now you have a workforce. Let's throw another scenario in there real quick. I'm going over my time. Is you have now you have somebody that's just been furloughed that might really be qualified in that position, but they've worked their way up. So they haven't done that one in like 5 years. But they got a strong work record. Think of that one. So what do you choose? Who do you choose? That's the hard choices right now that you have to look at. But when you do, really don't rush to judgment on the resume alone. Look at the person, because the reason I want to say that is we have candidates that are super, super qualified that I've sent over to clients, and they've said, no, they don't feel they're qualified. You have to leave it to the experts that have done this. Okay, in the past, you might have, interviewed people, but, this is what we do as staffing and recruiters, and that's what our job is. And I would not send anybody, or we would not send anybody that we would not feel qualified, because if you have to train now, if you have the capability, and I've seen it, a lot of companies are willing to do that. You might take that person with 2 years, right? You're going to put them with somebody that's really qualified at your work. Give them that training, give them that education that he needs, hands-on job training. That's what we did. I always like to say back in the day, Tim, but that's what we did. So think of it that way. Or that person that's been out of a job that was furloughed, that hasn't done that job, worked their way up. Think about it. They got to that position, right? Because they've done it. they've worked themselves up. So when you look at rates, right? Okay, so some people say, well, they're not going to accept that position because it's $10,000 less a year. How do you know? Because if you were to hire that person, just think of it this way, candidate, they have something to prove, and they're going to jump right in there and they're going to take that off. So on that note, I just want to tell everybody, really take a hard look, because that supply and demand, listen, we look at it every day, supply and demand. That maintenance right now, you might have 1,400 jobs and only 200 candidates to choose from. What do you do? And I'm going to leave you on that note. David@resultsstaff.com. Email me, office 610-730-7140, or www.resultsstaff.com. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Tim, thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon. And we're going to end it.